Okay, good morning. So I'm going to do a little thing here. I got my friend Lloyd Pryor doing the filming here for me. And I'm going to do a little thing kind of like the Horse of the Month, featured Horse of the Month. I'm going to bring out Missy. She's about a 9-year-old mare, gray mare. And she had some issues when we brought her out here a year ago, April. And she's come a long way. So you couldn't touch her on her offside. She shied away from you. You have to be real careful about touching her head. So you have to move kind of slow around her, but she's gotten a lot better. The last few months I've really put her to work because we thought she was in foal, and we didn't want to do a lot of exertion on her. And so we did have her palpated before the holidays, and she's not in foal, so it was back to work. So January and February, I really concentrated on putting some riding time in her. I want to show you something that make it fun and got a couple of children that come out here, Haley and Connor. And what I'm trying to do is make it fun for them for riding. I want to really encourage them to ride. So what I do is I keep track of the time that the horses have been ridden and who rode the horse. So I kind of got it like this. That's Missy. Okay, this is all the time. So January, February, I've put in a total of 20 and, let's see, how many hours? 20-something hours here. I put in 20 3/4 hours on her in the 2 months. If you keep track of your time, it really kind of gives you an idea of, how much time you're putting on your horse's back. And it's nice to have a log and maybe even keep a journal so that, like, if something really neat happened on that trail that day or something like that, write it down in the journal, and it'll be something that you can have for the rest of your life. And it'll also be something to show people when you sell the horse, if you should ever sell the horse, what you've done with the horse, and it'll make it that much more of a better selling point. We were told that this little mare, Missy, was good for kids and was on the trail and stuff like that, and it didn't happen. Okay, I would never put a kid on her. She's a very adrenaline type horse. In other words, if I put her in the round pen and lunge her before I ride her, I have a hard time bringing her down. So what I do is I don't lunge her anymore. Now I do work her in the round pen, but I'm going to show you a couple of things that I do with her in the round pen. So I'm going to go ahead and pull her out, and your trail ride starts here. When you go and pull your horse out of the stall, it starts here. So you want to be able to get your horse relaxed and comfortable. And you'll have an idea of how your horse is going to be that day just by her reaction to things. I take my time. I'm not in a hurry. I'm giving myself an hour to ride. It's probably about 11:30 right now. Probably by about 12:30, 1 o'clock, we'll be done with this. But I will have taken the time, the preparation and the riding time, and then the cleanup to put in a good hour and a half to 2 hours. All right? If you're in a hurry and you got to rush through everything, I suggest you don't ride. Because if you rush, the horse is going to feel it, and they're going to be rushed. So if you want a nice ride, just take your time. Make the time for it. Get that time going in. If you can ride 3 to 5 times a week, I think that's the best thing to do. So I'm going to go pull Missy out. She's a beautiful mare. Really proud of her. She's really come a long way. We still got a lot of work to do yet, but she's really starting to have a little bit of fun. Okay, so let me go get Miss. Hey, Miss. Alright. Okay, so this is Miss, reminds me a lot of my first mare. And you want to come up and say hello to the camera? Come on up and say hello to the camera. Can you see the camera? Huh? See that? See that? Okay. Isn't she pretty? She's a beautiful mare. All right. Now, I usually probably take about 10-15 minutes to do the grooming, cleaning up, and everything else. I spend some time, get her relaxed, and usually if I can get a couple of sighs out of her, then I know I'm on the right track. So, you know, I just basically got the curry going here for her. Get any dirt that's kind of down deep in here and get it loosened up. She has been ridden pretty much every day for about the last 8 weeks, at least 5 days a week anyway, pretty close to it. And I'm trying to get her to the point where I can get Kim on her and start working her. But there's a few other things I've got to go through with her to get her relaxed. She is a boss mare. So out there in the pasture, she rules the roost. She's out there with 3 other horses. One of them is my colt, Poco. My Poco. And so she's the boss out there. And what she says goes. So they don't try to push her around. Because she's a big mare. A good sized mare. There we go. Alright, sweetie. And when you watch me move around her, I take my time and I always keep my hands on her so she knows what my intentions are, what I'm doing. We've gone through this now for the last 3 months, so she knows when I walk behind her just exactly what I'm going to do. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask her to move over a little bit. So I'm going to do a little porcupine. Okay, over, miss. Up, 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 up. No. Okay, it's a little camera shot. Alright, miss, over. Either she's camera shy or she's a camera hot. She wants her face in the camera, not her butt. So what I'm trying to do is just scoot her over a little bit. Okay, nice. Alright. So that took a little bit of encouragement, but what I did was the porcupine game and just put a little bit of pressure on that muscle right in here to get her to move where I wanted her. Notice I didn't touch her head. Too many times people think that, oh, you got the head of the horse, you control the horse. Well, yes you do, but if you want to control the horse without the horse fighting back, this is the better way to do it. If you need your horse to move over, you need your horse to go back, one finger. Back, back, back. See? Nice. Nice and soft, nice and gentle. All I did was just put my finger on there. She backed up. Of course, this is with a lot of work and practice. And then now I'm rewarding her. So, we're quick to punish, to discipline a horse when they do something wrong. We have to be just as quick to reward them when they do something right. Okay? And I like to use 2 brushes. I got one that's a little bit stiffer and one that's a little bit soft. So I got constantly nice movement going on here, steady, and it's very relaxing. Every once in a while she'll come up with a nice little sigh. And when you have that sigh, that's a good thing. Now I'll be doing the porcupine game again here in a second, because I don't want to put myself between the horse and the wall. That's kind of like not a whole lot of room. Horses are claustrophobic, and so am I. So again, the porcupine, just going to touch her here. There we go. Look how nice and soft that was. I didn't even have to tell her to move over, I just touched her. So if you do this on a regular basis, you can actually train your horse while you're brushing. So you can do, 2 things at one time. And, riding is the icing on the cake, okay? Some people live to ride, and some people ride to live, I guess. Harley Davidson came up with that. But the thing of it is is that I live just to be around these animals. Riding to me is okay. I can do it, but you know what? I just like being around them. And she's going to start softening up here a little bit. Head start to come down just a bit. But it'll come back up again in a few minutes when I go and put the pad and saddle on her. Okay, so we got to brush down real good. Now the reason why I constantly have my hands on the horse is because I want to feel the horse. Alright? If that horse is thinking about kicking me, I'm going to feel this muscle as she's trying to pick that leg up, and then I'll be able to back away. So that's why every time you see me going around the horse like this, I got my hand on their butt. But it's also, my hand is reassuring. So there really shouldn't be any reason for this horse to want to kick me. See how her ears are? She's got one ear back, one ear out that way. One ear is concentrated on me. Of course now it's not, she heard something out there. But she knows that my hand is reassuring. She's not going to be afraid of what I'm going to do back there. Horses don't like surprises. The hand is your best tool. See how she brought that head down? See that? Now she knows the routine. And see, when you have a routine, they pick it up. And it's like, oh, okay, now I know what you want to do. Okay, so I'm going to come back around here. Okay, now I'm going to ask her to move over a little bit because I'm going to clean her feet now. So I'm just barely touching her. She has a little difficulty on this side for some reason. And I'm not sure why, but I'll just keep working with her until I get her around. Now notice, I'm still not doing anything with her head. And all I'm doing is I'm just putting a certain amount of pressure. There we go. Now, after I got what I wanted, and I had put that pressure on, now I'm rubbing it to get the circulation and the blood back into the muscle. Alright? So now I got her to where I can, let me get her over just a little bit more so the camera can see what I'm going to do with her feet. Okay, I'm going to ask her to back just a couple of steps. Very nice. Good girl. Leg up. Now see how she shifted her weight? She moved one of her legs, and she just gave out a sigh. She moved one of her legs. That didn't mean that she didn't want to pick this foot up. She moved that leg so she could balance herself, so she can stand better for me. Taking my time. Taking her time. Giving her time to think. Okay? I don't drop the foot. I place the foot down. Now, I'm going to go to the back foot. Now, I'm not just going to go back there and go grab this foot. I'm going to get my hands on her. Have my inside leg a little further back so that if she should decide to cow kick me, then I can, as she's bringing that foot up, I can step back, and as she cow kicks, my leg is out of the way, both my legs. I'm not really that concerned about her cow kicking me, but that's just something that I do because you just never know. Okay, leg up, sweetie. Leg up. See, she shifted again, and she's very, now see how she brought that leg way up high? This muscle back here sometimes tightens up. So they bring it up high. What I do is I bring it down low and just gradually ask them to bring it back out. Okay, again, I'm going to place her foot down. Now see, she's bringing it up. There we go. And I'll get this muscle, it's tight right here a little bit. So I'll just give this muscle a nice little massage real quick. Okay, now I'm going to ask her to move over. Very nice. Good girl. Okay, I didn't even have to touch her. See what I'm saying? Did this happen overnight? No, it didn't. It took about 3 months to get her to this point. She's still relaxed. She's doing everything I asked. You know why she's relaxed? You know how come I can tell she's relaxed? That leg is cocked. How many times you watch those old cowboy movies and you see those horses at the post and they got their legs cocked? They're relaxed. They ain't going nowhere. Alright, let's see if she shifts her weight when I pick this foot up. Here we go. See what she did? She shifted her weight. She got her balance. Now, I can clean her feet without any problem. Again, place it down. There we go. Nice rub. Okay. Now she's ready for me to pick this other one up. Okay. Okay, stay easy. Alright, so look at that. Picking that leg right up for me. And she is holding it up. She is not putting any weight on me to keep that leg up. She is actually helping me keep that foot up. Place it down. There we go. Nice little rub. Excellent job. Excellent. All right, now I'm going to really get her attention because I'm going to go ahead and get the pad. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask her to come over here again so I can get her where you can see how I'm going to pad her up. Let me get the pad first. That'll probably work better. Okay, I love this pad because I like the thickness of it. Anytime I put a pad on a horse, I'll always check to see if there's anything in there that might hurt their back. You know, a little piece of hay. If you take a little piece of hay and you stick yourself with it, it'll hurt. You know, you can feel it. So I want to make sure that this is nice and clean, which it is. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and place it on her. So I'm going to ask her to turn. What I'm doing here is I'm giving her time to think. She knows what I want her to do. There we go. Okay, very good. Nice. Very nice. All right, now, I'm going to take the pad and I'm going to put it quite a bit of the way past. Okay. Okay. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the pad past her wither quite a bit because once I place it, then I'm going to kind of slide it back. Her hair goes in this direction. A lot of times people put it back here and then they move it forward, and what you're doing is you're going against the hair. So it makes it just a little bit uncomfortable. The more comfortable I can get my horse, the better ride I'm going to get out of her. Okay? So I'm going to place the pad. See that head come up just a little bit? And I placed it about here, and then I pulled it back. Okay? So I think I got it pretty much where I want it. Okay, very good. Now I'm going to get the saddle. Okay. Now, when I take the saddle and put it on her, I'm not going to just throw it up there and plop it up. I'm going to place it. So I've got it up. And I want about an inch right here on either side. There we go. Very good. Okay, I'm going to let the girth down. I'm checking the girth right now to make sure that there's not any pieces of straw or grass or dirt or anything in there that might irritate her. Okay, pretty clean. Nice and clean. Okay? Alright, sweetie. Good job. Good job. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and do cinch number 1. I do what I call a 3-cinch rule. And that is, I don't try to tighten it up all at one time. Because every time you go to tighten it up, they're going to go ahead and they're going to suck in air. So I just go ahead and put it on there nice and snug, and then I'll walk her around. A few minutes later, I'll tighten it up again. A few minutes later, I'll tighten up again. Now on her, I do 4 times. She is a big mare. So I have to do 4 times with her. Most of the other horses that I ride, I can do it 3 times. So I've already checked my girth, okay? Nice and clean. And I'm getting ready to do the first cinch, or the first tightening of the cinch. See where her head is? See how relaxed she is? Okay? Okay, now I'm just gonna snug it up. See, just a little snug, just like that. Okay. All right, good job, miss. Good job. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and get my reins and my headset. Okay, I don't put the headset on until I am ready to actually get into the saddle. So I'm just going to loop them up here. Now, I like a heavy rein in my hand. I kind of feel that if you have a heavier rein in your hand, people won't have a tendency to pull harder on the horse's mouth because you've got something here. I use a hackamore for training. Not that she can't have a bit in her mouth, she can, but I prefer the hackamore because when I'm teaching her for her lateral flexion and to bend for me and to stop and things like that, I don't want to put a lot of pressure on her mouth. And I think she really appreciates it because she is starting to pay a lot more attention. See her licking and chewing? Very good. That's excellent. That's what you want. See that I have this on her, okay? And I have the same thing on here. I want to protect my horse as much as I possibly can. There's no rodeo, clown bull stuff on this. This is taking care of the horse, all right? The more comfortable you get your horse, there you go, licking and chewing, the better ride you're going to have. It just pays off. Now, we're still in training, so there's no guarantee. She may buck me off here in about 10 minutes, who knows? But at least I'm putting the advantage in my favor. I want as much of the odds in my favor as I possibly can. All right? So, we got the first cinching going. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to start walking her out. Okay?
This is fun.
Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and do the second cinching. And I'm going to turn her a little bit so that you can see how much of that leather I'm going to pull up. Look at that. Okay, that's the second cinch. Cut. Okay, so now notice that I'm not standing right there beside my horse, and she's walking very comfortable behind me. Okay, there's a reason for that, and that is so that if something should spook her, I'm not going to be right here beside her. Something should spook her from over there. She's going to jump on me. So I've got room, so if she should spook, she's got room to move around, and then I can bring her down and calm her down. All right, so now this is number 3 cinch. There we go again, okay? But she's not done because I have to do her a 4th time. But I'll do that when I get in the round pen. You're really doing very good for me. That might be a movie star.
Old trigger.
Okay, I'm going to start over here by the cart.
Okay, here. All right.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Now, one of the things that I really have a concern about is how people have their horse going in and out of a gate, whether it's a round pen, whether it's their stall, and especially if it's a pasture. There's too many safety concerns that I have issues with that aren't being met. And this is what I do with any horse that I start training, is I teach them how to go through the gate safely. Not only for their safety, but for mine and for any other horses and people that might be around. So, this gate here is going to swing out this way. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to open up the gate, and I'm going to place myself between the gate and my friend. Now, horses think, but they don't reason. So if the gate was to hit her because the wind blew it, all she's going to know is that the gate hit her. Now, if the gate hits me, then I know that the gate hit me because the wind blew it. So why have a problem to start out with? Let's avoid one right off the bat. Place yourself between the gate and your friend. Now, the gate is wide open. Now, I've not given her permission to go through yet. She's wanting to go, but I can't let her go. She's got to stand and be quiet and wait for my cue. Okay, take a nice deep breath. Rub her neck. Now she's waiting for my cue. Now I will point and look and have her go through the gate. And when she clears, I'll ask her to turn around. Okay? If this was a pasture, you'd want to do the same thing. You don't want that horse to run right out there. They kick up those feet and you don't get out of the way, somebody's going to get hurt. So always have your horse go through the gate, make sure that their butt, their hip area clears this bar, and then you ask them to turn around just like she did, and then we're going to close the gate together. Okay, now, one thing.
Just go ahead. I got to run in. It doesn't matter.
Okay, I'm going to do some round pen work in here with her. And before I do anything, whether I'm going to lunge a horse or whether I'm going to do some riding in the ring, my preference is I like the horse to check the area out first. I think it's a soothing effect for the horse, mainly because of the fact that she can graze. If she didn't have a saddle on, she could go ahead and roll. Or if she was a real spirited horse, she could buck and kick and move around and get what I call excess energy out. She's just going to probably just graze here for a few minutes. If there was some manure in here, horse manure from other horses that were in here before, she might pick up the scent of a friend. And that would mean to her that, okay, if my friend was in here, then it must be okay to be in here. So whether I'm lunging or whether I'm going to work a horse in the saddle, I always want to give them that opportunity. And it gives them that time of quiet, okay? Remember, this is pleasure riding. This is supposed to be fun. Is there a lot of work involved? Yeah, you don't have to go to the extreme that I do, but this is what I do with every horse that I work. And hopefully people will take the time and maybe even enjoy this. This is a closeness that you have with your horse. I think she's had enough time, so I'm going to go ahead. We got one more cinch to do, and then I'm going to get up on her.
Now from over there, you're going to have to speak up, you know. If you're going to talk from over there. Unless you're coming back around.
Okay, I just touched her neck to let her know that I want her back in the safety zone. I'm going to touch it again. Okay, we're still working on this. This is a work in progress. But what I would like her to eventually do is to come in to the center, okay, on her own volition. So I'm going to help her out a little bit. By putting a little steady pressure on her head. Now she's in the center. Now I'm going to reward her, okay? Another nice thing about these reins is that they can also double as a lead line. Okay, we got one more cinch to do. go again. Now, I'm going to lift her legs up because as I was doing that cinching, the skin tightens up and it gets all bunched up in here. So I'm going to lift her leg up, pull it forward so I can get that skin nice and flat. Come on up here. So this skin right in this area here is all bunched up and it's going to be flattened out. Okay. Alright, now she should be a little bit more comfortable. Now, this is the thing that I'm really kind of proud of her, and I hope she does it for me today. When I get ready to put this halter on her, this headset on her, she usually bends her head down and puts her nose right in. Let's see what she does today. She made me proud. She made me proud. See how nice that was? It was no big deal about it. She knew what I was going to do. She brought that head down. She put her nose right in. And it was very easy for me to go ahead and put the headset on. I go over the right ear, and then I come over to the left ear. This took a lot of time and patience to teach her this. And it's a good thing because how many times you see people trying to put their headset and the horse's head is up like this? So, you know, that's not fun, and that wears you out because the horse is telling you, I don't want to do this. She's telling me she's wanting to do this for me, okay? Licking and chewing, good thing. All right, get myself my stirrup set, rein set up. Okay. Again, she brings the head down. So I can go ahead and put these up. Wrap them around the pommel. Okay, now I've got myself set up to have a pretty nice little workout in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with her lateral flexion, okay? And that is basically bringing her head around so that she can turn her body when I ask her to turn. Now, like I said, I use a hackamore, so I don't like having a bit because I don't want to put the pressure on their mouth. I like the hackamore, and I'm going to be very gentle in asking her to go to the left here, all right? But notice what I do with my body. I move in with her, okay? So here we go. We're going to go to the left. Look how soft that was. And oh, okay, very soft. That was a nice job. She wanted to kind of do a little bit of a trot because she's ready to go play, but I didn't want her to do this. Now I'm going to do the same thing, only I'm going to go this way, okay?
Well, you know, we didn't get any of that. So you want to do that again?
Huh?
You want to do that again?
Okay.
Is that what you just did?
Okay, from where?
When I went to go sneeze. Did
you get me going to the left?
Yeah.
Okay, so you want me to do it from the right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Start over again. Oh man, an allergies out. Can't believe anything. Got pollen out here. You bring me down this place with pollen. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to go to the right side. Alright, nice job. Okay, she's a little antsy. She's wanting to get this thing going here. So she goes into a little bit of a trot. But when I ask her to come back down to a walk, I kind of use cue words, and I go, uh-oh, uh-oh, and I just bring the reins back just a little bit in a motion back and forth like this. Plus I put more weight into my seat, okay? And then she comes right back down. Now, this is something that I learned about a week or so ago. She has a pretty quick walk, and I want her to really slow it down a little bit more. So I was watching one of my Savvy tapes, and I got some really good information on what to do to get her to come down a little bit. And it's really neat because what you do is you have a connection with the horse, and at the same time you're putting pressure into the seat so that the horse will slow it down a bit. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. I'm going to put one hand here and one hand here, and I'm going to push down like this. Not with a lot of force, just put pressure on, light pressure on. And what this is doing is it's putting my butt into the seat really good. And I'm just going to ask her to move on. She can go wherever she wants to go. Buck on. Okay, that snorting, that sneezing that she's doing, she's relaxed. That's a good sign. Okay, very nice, very nice. That has really helped her a lot because she had a quick walk, and I wanted it to slow down. And that this little thing that I just did really got her to walking slow. And you notice it brought her head down a little bit lower too. Now I don't want her head down so much that she's touching the ground. I want her to be comfortable. I want her to find that comfort level. Now, one thing I have to tell you about her, until I started doing this exercise, I always used a tie down. When I started doing this exercise, I took the tie down away. Now I don't have to use the tie down. So, just in this last week, I've worked with her on this. She has really smoothed down, calmed down, and relaxed. Okay? Now the next time you see us, we're going to be out on the trail, and we're going to see how well she moves out there. Come here. Okay? All right, now comes the time that we really had problems with Missy going up this trail here. From this gate here to the gate over there is exactly 3/10 of a mile, so I call it the 310 section. And it's a beautiful area because you can really do a lot of work with your horse, and in walking, trotting, cantering, and stuff like that. Now her bad habit was, and the reason why we would put a tie down on her, was she would toss her head a lot, and if she decided that she had enough, she would stop, and then you'd have to really put a lot of pressure on her to keep her going. And she's been doing a lot better with that, but then of course, she could act up today. So what I'm hoping is that she's going to show you what she has shown me in the last week of working her without the tie downs. And we'll see what happens. Now, if she doesn't, let's say if she does decide to act up, then I will get on to her accordingly. but I'm not going to yell at her or get really upset with her. But I will take these leathers right here and I tap her about 2 or 3 times on the side. And that's her cue to let her know that what she's doing is unacceptable. This is another thing too that we've been working on, is being able to stand still and quiet here, just to be able to talk. When Kim and I go riding, you know, we do that. We'll stop at intervals and just to get the horses quieted down. And not so much to let them eat grass, but just to stand and relax for a few minutes. So hopefully this will work out, and you'll see what I've been able to see the last 4 or 5 days of riding her. Okay.
Oh, picture moment.
And hope. Okay, now that was excellent. That was excellent. And notice that I started to bring her over to the side when we were getting close to the branches on this tree. Okay? Notice how nice her head was down and she was very relaxed. So that's what I want. Now, I'm going to have Lloyd take a shot of me going from the back. Okay? And I want you to watch my heels. I'm going to do what we call pedaling. And what this does is it gets you in rhythm with your horse as to how the horse is moving. And if you feel your horse, you can move with it. You want to mirror what your horse is doing. Okay? If you're not in sync and you're going up when she's coming down or vice versa, then you're not going to have a comfortable horse. But if you can move with her, you'll see how we kind of sway back and forth. It'll be kind of interesting to see from the back end, because I've not seen what she looks like with me on her from the back end for obvious reasons. So now I'll be able to see it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go on past Loy, and we'll see what she does. So watch my heels. Walk on. Walk on.
We have a pogo sighting. A pogo sighting. Gotta get a picture of Poco. There he is. One day you will be in pictures. Be your turn soon. Poco. Poco.
I'll meet you over there just before the yellow house.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right, another thing that I like a hackamore is so that every now and then we can stop and rest, and I can go ahead and have my horse have a treat while we're just relaxing for a few minutes. A lot of people don't like doing that because they say, well, I have a tough time bringing my horse's head back up, and then once I have them eat grass, then I'm fighting with them all the time to keep that head up. Well, you have to work with that. And the best way to do that is on the ground. It's just like with the lateral flexion and bringing the horse's head around. You work on that on the ground before you do it up in the saddle. All these things that I'm doing with Missy today pretty much were the start of a foundation, and that was on the ground. So now I'm giving her a reward, because she did a great job out there for me. Now I'm giving her a reward of letting her eat some of this really nice grass. Now, let's see what she does. She may be a little stubborn about it. Maybe she won't. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask her to bring her head up, and let's get back to work. Now, there's 3 trees here, cypress trees. And I like this area here because I can do the serpentine with my horse. And it's a game that you can play and have fun with. And the serpentine is like the snake, okay? And it's just an S movement, and I'm just going to weave in between the trees. So all at one time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Missy to bring her head up, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the serpentine. And let's see how well she does this for me. All right, Miss, head up. Head up.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all right. She stumbled there a little bit. But actually, she did pretty good for me. So I'm pretty happy with that. And I'm giving her another reward of this. She wanted to kind of go back down a second time. I don't know if you caught that, to try and get some more grass. So I'm going to try it one more time. Let's see if she does a little bit better. Head up. Whoops. Okay. Ho, 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 ho. All right, then we got a soft spot over there. Ho, ho, ho. Now I'm going to give her a few seconds here just to relax for a minute. That was a pretty deep rut there. Not liking that, but she did real good. She didn't get spooky or anything. She just lost her balance on this, so that was good. But notice now what I'm doing is I'm letting her not go right down and eat that grass. She did a second time try to go and get some more grass. She's still trying to do it now, and I'm just letting her know, just a slight pull up here, that no, I'm not ready for you to eat the grass. Take a deep sigh, just kind of get relaxed. The adrenaline kicked up a notch going in between the trees like that. It doesn't take much to get this little mare going. I mean, she's ready to go. I think she would be a great endurance horse. I really do. She's got some stamina and she's got some giddy up and go. But you need to harness it and you need to kind of keep it in control. All right, she's doing good. I'm going to reward her. I'm going to rub her neck and let her go down and eat some grass. Okay, cut.
Yes, we have another Poco sighting. Bring it on!
Look. Okay, it's on.
Now it just became an R-rated movie.
Did you get that? That was a good shot.
Yeah. I lost you. Where'd you go? There you are.
Okay, so this is where it starts. Notice that I really didn't show you any trotting or cantering because right now we've got too much work to do with her to expose it to the trot and the canter. So I want her to really understand everything that I'm asking her to do, and that is to give both of us a safe ride and to enjoy it. She has really started to enjoy this work here in probably the last 2 weeks. She's really softened up. I'm very proud of her. She's done an excellent job for me, and I think she's a little bit of a camera hound too, so you never know, you might see her in the next Great Western or something. But no, she's really a great mare. I love her to death, and I think we're going to have a lot more fun, and the next time that we get together, we're going to go ahead and do some trotting, okay? So hopefully in about another month I'll have another video of Miss Missy and myself and Loy out here, and we'll have some fun. But this is what, you know, pleasure riding is all about. Having a good ride, having a very dependable horse under your saddle. If you don't feel confident in going out on your ride that day, as good as she is, there's days that I've said, you know what, today's not a good day. Don't go. If you get that gut feeling, follow that gut feeling. Don't take a chance. You have nothing to prove to get hurt. Nothing to prove at all. So it doesn't make you a chicken or a weak horseman or anything like that. It just makes you a smart horseman because you're paying attention to what you're doing and what your horse is telling you. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got some good information out of it. I enjoy doing this, and Lloyd's a good friend of mine. He comes out here. He loves being out here with me, and we just have a good day. One day we'll put Lloyd up on a horse. So, but anyway, thank you, and we're just going to right on out into the high noon set. All right? So we'll see you in about another month. Okay?